I don't know why David's looking away. This isn't a look over here.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you truly sure?
Are you really sure?
We talked about this.
It could be. It's the combination.
It's both.
God, okay. Y'all didn't let me know that this was happening. Hey, guess what?
Look over here.
This is not being billed as look over here. I don't know why we're doing it.
Oh.
I'm confused. I am bewildered.
Look, this is being billed as finale recap plus look over here, right?
All in one.
No.
All inclusive.
It should be.
It should be.
It's literally the title of this video, which they have already seen, is Solo Las Mas Finale Recap.
It actually says plus look over here at the end.
Okay. Do you want to run the YouTube channel now, David Healy? Go for it. I would love that.
Look, don't worry, David. I'll sneak it in there after he finishes.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
I was about to be real shady right now, and I'm not going to do that to you, Lana, because I know you're sick. I was about to be so shady. You know what?
Be
At
shady.
least I can get titles of episodes right, unlike certain people posting things.
First of all, I get my titles right.
No, you didn't. 'Cause
Eventually.
I had to go check the GOAT episode 1 through 3 recap last night.
What are you talking about? That wasn't last night. Last night was 4. What are you talking about?
Put 1 through 3, Lana.
No, I did.
There is a chat in our group chat where David brought it up.
Yep.
Oh, because I
Currently
reused.
episode 1 through
First
3.
of all, it's because I reused the episodes, the information from the other episodes, and I just forgot to change the title. But if
That's
you
what I'm
look at the
saying to you.
thumbnail, it says episode 4, so you know I was doing it correctly. You know what?
I know you were.
Okay, you know what? Let's not do this here live on this here podcast for this day, because I don't want to read you both down for feels, because I am not feeling well, and I did the best I can.
That's why
what I
didn't
did.
want to read you, and then you started laughing at David's comment at me.
But-
I didn't laugh at David's comment. You said I was going to, but you were sick, and then I was like, "Ooh!" And then you said, "Well, I'm gonna say it anyway." So I'm like,
Well,
"Oh,
guess what? I chose violence today.
well, then I will choose it too." I was sick. I did what I did. I wasn't even gonna be here, but you wanted to force me to be here because you're like, "No, we have to do the finale together." I'm not. I'm sick, and I am here. So you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not here for y'all. I'm not here for either one of you. I'm here for the people. I'm here for our fans. I'm here for those who care about us.
Where's Lana? Where's Lana? Where?
So, you know what, guys? I'm here. You know what? Hey, welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, a part where we put the real and the tea in reality, and we can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here giving the tea, spilling the tea, and drinking the tea because you know I love me some tea. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am drinking water because I'm trying to stay hydrated because I am again sick, but I'm here because nobody wanted to do it without me. You know why? Because I am the shiznit. I am that, and y'all know it.
Yeah, we knew that.
And that is why I'm here. But you know what else? You know what else? You know what else? You can get your cup mugs, period. Oh, I guess they're here. Panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. Burr.
Okay, don't do that to David. You can do that to me all you want. Don't do that to David.
Do it to David too. Do it to David too.
Sorry, David. I tried.
He was the first person to bring up my mistakes, but okay. You can get your cup mug at LanaGsCreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. And we do ship here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So there are no excuses for you all as for Solo Las Mas fans. And we do ship internationally. Again, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, cup merch, anything. And you know what? I'm going to let Logan and David talk because I'm done with it today.
So this is going up as for intro of the year at the end of the year, right? That's what we're doing.
Yes, intro of the year, that one episode, the Solo Las Mas finale recap plus look over here.
God damn it, David. Lana, I love you. I love you. I love you. Anyway, hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. Thank you, Lana. I'm drinking water because hydration is of the essence of all, but I am also not sponsored by Alani New, but God, I wish I was because their products are great. I've got an energy drink. It is cherry twist, which is just a fancy way to say cherry limeade. But it's very delicious, and I'm staying very hydrated, energized, and apparently I chose violence today. So,
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I decided to wear my Fontana shirt. She was
Fontana.
on Drag Race Sverige, as Logan likes to say. I like to say Drag Race Sweden. But
It's billed as Spottier, but all right.
I know. But
It's not billed as Drag Race Spottier plus Sweden, David.
I don't know. They might have changed it. They
They didn't.
Just like they changed Belgique to Belgium.
Yeah, can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Is not the place to talk about that, but they did do that.
But yeah, I am not drinking anything, and I'm very sad to say that. But I just looked around and I'm like, wait a second, I don't have water anywhere. So I looked there, I looked over here, I looked there, couldn't find it. So sorry.
I love how we've all chosen violence today on the day where we have a hard stop time because we all have things to do after this. Anyway, it is probably a wild and crazy finale recap for Solo Las Mas. It's over. We have a winner. And I'll just go ahead and say, thank goodness, because clearly by the things we saw in this finale,
Mm-hmm. You can't whisper with that mic.
I can't whisper at all with this mic. Person won. The right person won. Hey.
Look over here.
That the right person won.
Agreed.
Lovely.
Deserve.
But we're gonna dive into everything going on with this finale of Solo Las Mas. In this one episode that we're doing, we decided not to split into a just recap and a look over here, which might have been the most destructive decision we've made as a podcast in a long time. Y'all saw the intro. But we're going to dive into this finale. Before we do, though, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. And currently, after this video, it means we're kind of just doing All-Stars for a little bit until France comes around. So make sure to subscribe anyway. We've got a lot of content. We will be back for Drag Race Mexico, and we will be back at some time in the near or distant future to start our recap of older seasons of La Mas Draga. So La Mas Draga fans, do not worry. We will be around. We'll be back. We'll be here talking about season 7 and probably older seasons in the interim as well. Make sure to check out the description below for all 3 of our other YouTube channels, our audio podcast links, and our membership channel links. So go follow us everywhere, period. But we did have a finale. Thankfully, we watched the edited version. So we only watched 2 hours as opposed to 3. I'm getting used to the length of La Mas finale. Because there's a lot of moving parts, so they have to fill it with performances. And some of them were good performances, and some of them were Kylie's and Purga.
And what's her face? Wendy. She was
Wendy
with
was
them, right?
great. No.
Which
Did Wendy
Wendy?
perform?
Yeah, Wendy performed with Kylie's and Purga.
Oh, yes.
She came in late, but she was
the
there.
best part of that.
And I will say, I remember right before we got to the season 6 finale, everybody's like, just wait. Everything's so big in the finale. Like, more is more, size, everything. And then we watch it and I'm like, well, things were good, but I don't know that things are like big. But things were big in this finale for sure.
In a season where we were kind of like, oh, this is a good season of La Mas. It's like, oh, the finale happened.
Yep.
I love to see it personally. Yeah, I really enjoyed this finale. I thought, everything was good. We're going to talk about the looks, talk about the performances, do all those lovely, cute, and wonderful things. But I thought it was a great finale.
It was fine. It was fine. It was long, but it was fine. I was like I didn't know who half the performances were and what was going on most of the time, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And I was like,
I was gonna
okay,
say you probably knew a couple of people.
yeah,
There's a
sure,
couple of people you recognize because they've been on seasons we've watched.
yes. I mean, I watched. I knew who some were, and I was like, okay, cool, great, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I was just like,
Do we want to get the interim performance section of our review out of the way? Because I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I have to say my favorite of the interim performances by far was Jody. Jody was amazing. I was
Mhm.
like, I missed her also. I was like, there is a little bit of Yachty that I'm missing. And I was so happy to see her in the finale, and I thought she was lovely.
Yeah, it was really nice to see her. We got to see all of the judges from last season, but unfortunately, they didn't let Latal talk. Latal was just in the
No,
background.
Latal was there.
Yeah, I was like, "What's up with that?" Like, very clearly right behind the judges the whole time,
I guess
smiling like a
I
proud
guess it's
mom.
just because Latal wasn't like a super big part of the season.
But neither was Raquel. Raquel wasn't there. Yari wasn't there.
Well, Raquel only hosted, like was brought on to host something.
True,
I
but
see what you're saying. I would have liked, I don't know, a Latal performance. I don't
mhm.
know. It would have been nice.
I think my favorite performance was actually I've had ups and downs with her, but I really liked
Oh.
Lolita's performance
Yeah.
because this whole time, like when we watch, um, I have not been like super blown away by the runway songs that they have this season. But there was one song that I'm like, oh, I like this song. Oh, I like this song. And in my head, I was like, I don't know who's singing this, but I picture Lorena singing it. So I
It's
always just
Lola.
pictured her. And then here comes Lola singing this
Yep.
song. And I'm like, oh, it's your song.
Right.
But we also saw Lorena perform too.
And Lorena was great.
Mhm.
I thought when Lorena came out, I was like, oh, are we about to get performances from all the hosts?
Right.
Wouldn't have minded that. I got to be honest. Um, yeah, some of the performances were good. We got the performance at the end with a lot of people that you all probably didn't know, and also Catriona and Avies. Those were
And Alexis.
Alexis. Well, you
I'm
know,
like, what do the three people I know have in common?
those were
What
the
could the
6
other
winners
three
of
people
Lamas.
have in common? It's like, thank you. Thank you for spoiling me.
Well, you don't know the other 3 people's names.
No.
I do, but that seems to be a Lamas thing. And I love that they bring back old winners to do a lot of things. Because I think we saw the season 5 winner, Fifi, come back. Well, now you know her name again. We saw her on the season 6 finale. Because I think she
Yeah, I
crowned
tried to
Catriona.
tune that out.
Well, but yeah, the performances were good. I liked the rotating hosting of the finale sequence. We started with Johnny, and I love seeing Johnny, of course. Daddy Rowe was there, who I think was the right person to overall host the finale.
Mhm.
Um,
Logan just said the cis male was the right one out of all 6
out of all
hosts.
of the other hosts, of which 5 of them are more feminine. I don't know if they all identify as women,
I
so I'm
don't
not going to
either.
say women. But
But you're right.
yes,
You're right.
I
You
said the cis
spilled.
male was the best host of the season, and I stand by that choice. Second for me is my queen Marisol.
Mhm.
Fight me. Well, it was Daddy Rowe, and then it was also Wendy, who I don't have a whole lot of knowledge about, but I really enjoyed her.
I have 0, but she reminded me of like a more seasoned Kylie's.
Well, I think she's one of us because she said she was a YouTuber
Oh,
at
okay.
one point, and I was like, "Hey, girl, we see each other." I don't know. She doesn't know. But yeah, I thought she was absolutely lovely. So that's all I had about that.
The
So
only other thing I had, so we saw like Toxico, Venenito, and then we saw Veneno. And I'm like, wait, that's not Veneno. That's an imposter. That's not him. And they were just he was like, "Oh, I started with season 1 and 7 years later here I am." And I'm like, "But you mean you started with season 1 and you haven't been back until now, and the other Veneno's out sick, right? That wasn't the Veneno that we see every week, is it?
Yeah, it is. He just didn't have a beard.
Taking away that beard completely changed his face for me.
Oh, trust and believe, David. If I shaved my beard, you would not recognize me. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. I'm not going to.
Okay.
Because I look very good with a beard.
Fair.
And I feel like I would look like a fetus if I shaved it. But especially with the bald head now, like it would just no. That's not a look for me. That can be a look for certain other people, like Dawn from Latvia at Eurovision. I can't.
You will look like a boiled egg.
Fun fact for your day. You are correct. Fun fact. I do not know what my jawline looks like as an adult.
Yeah.
I've had a beard since I was 18. So I do not know what my jawline looks like as an adult.
Yeah, I would going by what I can see from the shape of your face and with the hair, with your bald head, you would look like an egg.
I would. I do have a very square jaw though, so I've always wanted to, and then I tell myself, oh, if you shave, you will instantly regret it. You will instantly regret it, and you will hate yourself for months. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
You do have a square jaw.
I do, yeah.
I can see that. I can see.
Well, that's also based on the way that I shape my beard, because I shape my beard in a very angular kind of way.
Right.
But
oh my God, then I don't know what you would look like.
No, he looked like one of those little ghosts from Pac-Man.
Right.
Honestly, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, most likely.
Maybe. But who knows? Don't do it though. I like the beard.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I'm good. But what else was good were the grand final looks, which is the first thing we're going to talk about. So, yes, because we're only doing one episode for this, we're going to talk about the final look, the performances, and the coronation looks, all in like a whole thing. We kind of already talked about all the interstitial stuff, so we could probably just go through all of this stuff in order.
Let's do it.
That sounds fine to me. Great. We're going to start with the grand final looks. All 8 of our queens coming back.
But what about Samantha Flores Garcia? When are we going to talk about her?
At the end, because that's what happened.
I'm kidding.
She's an icon, though. And I loved that whole segment. It made me cry. Anyway. Grand final looks. The queens are coming out in their green or white or red looks, as we know them to do, because we've learned some things about them. So.
We're experts.
I would not call us experts. But you know who is an expert on serving fashion with all of the other girls' names? Gvajardo.
Yeah, I like this. I think this was one of her better looks throughout the season. It seems like everybody really brought their A game, and it's because it's been almost a year, so they had plenty of time to plan and work on these looks. But yeah, this looks good. Did I get the concept? No, I'm not really sure what she was going for here, but I still appreciated it. She looks really good in green, and I think so. I've said throughout the season that there's times where I don't think she is the best at proportionizing, but I think she really did this time. Like, she found a shape that really works with her here, so I appreciated that, and the wig looks great.
I think this was her at the funeral, because like all the people, I don't know why she had just certain people's names. I guess she couldn't fit everybody's name on there.
No, that's all seven.
All 7 of them are on.
That's all of them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of them are blocked because of this specific photo that I didn't pull. Thank you to the person that uploaded all of these photos onto the fandom wiki for Solo Las Mas. You made my life exponentially easier, and I appreciate you greatly.
Okay, I was counting. I was like, somebody's missing.
C-Pher's down at the corner.
Yeah, her name is missing. She doesn't have her name. That's why I was like, okay, but yeah, I like it. I think it's cute. I think it's a good. I feel like they're all the funeral wreaths and funeral flowers.
That's the energy I was getting.
That's what I was getting. Like,
but in green.
Wreaths, but in green. But I feel like she might be the Grim Reaper, but in green.
Hey, I'm not mad at that.
Not mad at that either, because I feel like you know how the Grim Reaper.
The Green Reaper.
The Green Reaper.
I like But whatever it is, I like it. I like the gold and the green combination she got going on. I like the wig. I love the fluffiness and the poofiness of the skirt and the shoulders. It just it drags it up for me like I like it to be, but it's not like ill fitting in a crazy kind of way. I like it. I think she looks good, and I like her makeup with this. It's interesting. My only problem is I wish her hands were the same color as her face. Like put the makeup all over so it could match everything. But that's my only thing.
Because she's got that little bit of a gold sheen going on her face, so I would have
Right, and it's
like
the greenish,
just some body
goldish
makeup,
thing.
girl. Just some body makeup, girl.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. But
She's
other
got
than that,
jaundice.
not jaundice.
She was on UK versus the World.
Well, stop it. Can we move?
Yes. That was the one thing I noticed as well, Lana. I would just love some hand makeup. That's really all. But otherwise, I really do like the ensemble. The skirt is a little confusing for me. I don't know that I love the two-tiered with how poofy it is. I just think that's a personal preference kind of thing. I'm not like the world's biggest fan of it, but I think the overall ensemble is good. It tells a story. I see kind of what she's going for. I like all of if it's funeral wreaths, then I do kind of like that. It feels very the way they did the like funeral wreath things on Drag Den. Like that's the kind of energy I'm getting from it. So overall I think she looks great. Scar.
88.
I'll give it an 89.
Then you know what? I was already planning on giving it a 90. And that's what I plan to do.
Work.
Madison Basrey.
Madison looked so good in this whole finale. Like you can just tell like how much a year has done in her being so comfortable in her skin. I'm so happy she made it to the finale. Man, she looks good here. I do think she didn't go as extreme as most of the other people in the cast, but it still fits her. Like, I mean, I really like the ruffles in the dress. Like, it's tulle, but I'm not bothered by it. I usually don't like tulle because I'm getting kind of like this motion, like almost like green waves. So I really like that structure there. And then it's just held together with this nice little cute bodice that has some pretty intricate detailing into it, and then her face looks great. So, you know what? Not anything that's gonna like blow my mind, but I think it's her, and it's her done really well.
I have to agree. I think Madison took the time that she had to get together, and she was so comfortable in who she is, and she looks beautiful, and she looked beautiful throughout the whole thing. I'm not a fan of this dress though. I don't particularly like the dress. I think it's too busy, it's too much. I can't keep my eye on one thing because it's so busy and it's so big. Like I don't like how the tools start at the ruffles at the hip like that and then go down and then ruffle at the bottom. It's just I don't know. I'm not really particularly feeling this. Her makeup, her face, Georgiana. The wig, love it. She looks stunning, but like everything else, the dress just doesn't do it for me. It's too busy. And then that green, lighter green shade and before it gets to the darker green ruffles that bothers me. The jeweling and the bodice is too busy. It's like too big and clunky and it looks very amateurish put together, like craft shop, like very craft arts and crafty. I'm not feeling the dress, but I think Madison looked beautiful. It gets better throughout this whole episode for me. This just didn't do it. When I saw this, I was like, oh, I hope it gets better than this. And it did. So
I was gonna say I do really like this. I think this is my least favorite of the 4 things that we saw from Madison in this finale. But even this, I do still really like. I see what you're saying about that, Lana. I think I'm gonna disagree only because I see what the bodice was going for. It's not my absolute favorite thing in the world, but what I do love is this skirt. And I absolutely agree with you, David. It had a beautiful motion while she was walking. It very much so gave me green waves, and I did really, really like that. That's my girl right there. I overall have to say I was so beyond happy with Madison's performance. And like you said, David, there was just a radiance about her and a glow, and just she is stunning. You can tell what a year has done for her confidence. I'm so beyond thrilled for her. And this wig is wigging. This Marcel wave, we've had enough of a time between when Marcel waves were the thing that every single person was wearing. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm happy to see one. I'm happy and thrilled to see a Marcel wave on this beautiful, gorgeous woman. So, scores.
85.
77.
85. And the last of our green ensembles, Georgie.
Yeah, I feel like Georgie was the one this finale that got the size memo and was like, oh, everything's going to be huge.
She was the one?
She was the one above anybody else that hit it the most, I think. Okay, we'll see who hits it harder.
C-Pher's knocking on the door, David.
Okay, I felt like C-Pher went the smallest of the finalists. So we'll get into it. And I have no problems with that. But yeah, I think this looks great. She looks like a nymph in the woods. This is probably my favorite thing she had the whole finale, which isn't great. Like, you don't want to peak with the entrance look, especially because we didn't see them for very long. Like, it was a brief close up and then a wide shot, and then that's all we saw of them. But I mean, she really, really looks good here. I mean, she brought her whole backdrop with her, so I appreciate that. She's just beautiful here. This might be my favorite look of the whole season from her. So good.
This was good in a flower power fairy pixie princess kind of way. Like, she gave us the whole garden, and she was a flower flower pixie, princess in this garden. Is it busy? Absolutely. But it's a garden, so it's supposed to be busy. And so it makes sense. Like, I get when busyness makes sense. And I love this. And I do agree, like, this might be my favorite look from Georgie in this episode, which is kind of like, like you say, you peeking at the first look. But I love the wig. I like that she committed to it. Like, the wig is like she gave us the ears, the elf ears. It's her makeup is beautiful. I think she looks beautiful. I wish she would have not put the nude illusion bodysuit underneath it and just had her skin, but it's fine. It's fine. It looks it's good.
I'm happy that I finally get, after the whole season, I finally get Georgie's, like, frame of mind. And I see the universe that her drag comes from. Like, I was like, oh, I finally, like, this finale specifically, I was like, oh, I get it. Got it. And I was so happy that I was able to finally get it from her. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think this is my favorite thing Georgie presented on this season. And I'm gonna go even further. I think this is my favorite thing, or my favorite of these entrance finales. This is by far my favorite. I think it is so elaborate. It is so gorgeous. Yes, it's busy, and I do agree with you on that, Lana. But there's a busyness in such a calculated and ethereal way that I'm almost not mad at it. Like, this feels like Queen of the Pixies, and she's, like, presenting herself as if you're seeing it through, like, a movie, and this is a still from the movie, where, like, all of the flora and fauna are, like, coming around her and like,
teddy bears.
embracing her. And and teddy bears. Yes. But I really, really love this. I love this wig. Her makeup is incredible. I do agree with you about the nude illusion. I didn't necessarily need it personally, but I get why she had it, because otherwise I don't think there's an easy way to actually keep that on your body. So I think the nude illusion was probably more of a utility purpose than anything else. But otherwise, I think she looks absolutely gorgeous. Guys.
98.
95.
99. Velvetine.
Velvetine. This is another busy one, but I still feel like it really fits who I've like known her to be throughout the season. Like you kind of have like a clown camp vibe to it. I like these colors together for the most part. I think I would like it. Is that pink or is that the lighting? I don't know. Either way, I feel
Where?
like yeah, like near the bottom of her
That's the
dress.
lighting.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say if that was pink, I think feel like that would have thrown it off a little bit. But overall I do think it was a good, like she almost looks like a scarecrow too. I wonder if that's what she was going for. But either way, I thought this was cute. Not one of the most memorable looks of the night, but I appreciate it.
I like that she continued to give us who she is in as her POV with the whole big top headpiece coming out with it around her, and like, and then opening it and giving us the reveal of this look. It's her silhouette. This is her silhouette. We're used to the poofy bottom skirts and all the colors mixing together. The hat was great. I love a good hat moment. She gave us a good hat moment in this. I think it was very much Velvetine, and I can appreciate it for being Velvetine.
Yeah, this definitely felt the most on brand of any of the presentations we got from these 8 looks. She's a clown, and we got clown, and that's just what it is. It's not the most memorable thing in the world, but I do still think it's a very extravagant look for her. I think she looks very good in it. I don't like the wig. The wig is the only thing throwing it off for me, if I'm being honest. I just don't particularly like it, but I think the silhouette is good. The, circus tent reveal that comes around, I thought that was really, really good. I'm not mad at this from Velveteen. I'm not mad at it. Not my favorite thing she's presented on the season, but definitely not bad. Scores.
84.
That's an 85.
83. I wonder what that's going to average to. I wonder. Coronacion.
This was very good. So there are times where I'm like, are you the fashion girl? Okay, you're the fashion girl. Are you the fashion girl? Yeah, you are. No, you're not. Yeah, you are. Today, with this look, yes, she was. This was by far one of my favorites. I think she looks very regal. She looks like she's coming from her own universe. She's a universe of blue people, I guess. And not only did she make her face blue and white, but she really saw it through with the rest of her body that was showing too. So I appreciated that. And this wig is incredible. Uh, Overall, this was stunning.
Yeah, this is a gorgeous look. I love this dress. I love the red and gold because it's not like a red, but it's like a darker, richer red. And then that gold is the gold pops. And I do love that she committed with the whole blue look. It's beautiful. She is the fashion girl, like you say tonight. On that runway that day, she was the fashion girl. That wig is everything. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think overall it's a great ensemble from Soro. I think having the blue skin and having that be a part of the outfit in such a poignant part of the Lamaze finale, I think was a very bold choice, and I loved it. And I love that it's fully reflected in the makeup as well, getting a little bit of blue, but you're getting mostly like it's a gorgeous like ombre effect of all of the blues she has going on. The wig is gorgeous. I think the gown is gorgeously draped. She looks stunning in it. I also was going back and forth a lot this season, like fashion, okay. Fashion, sure. Fashion. Is it fashion? This is fashion.
Mhm. 95.
97.
I can't whisper it with this mic, so 96. Scream whispering. Next up is C-Pher.
C-Pher looks good. You know, I always love C-Pher. C-Pher had my favorite look for each episode. I don't know that this was my favorite of the entrance looks though. I do like it. I do think the spider looks a little crafty, so I was surprised by that. But overall, I still just really like whatever's going on in C-Pher's mind. Like, she's by far one of my favorite drag queens, period, now. So I really appreciate that from her. But yeah, this is a great concept for the finale. I really appreciate this. And you know what? The audience sure did too. The audience was so Team C-Pher, and I'm like, relatable, me too. But yeah, this is very good.
I like this look. I think the look was good. I like the spider. I don't think the spider looks that crafty to me. I just like it. But I just like C-Pher, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe do I like the look or do I like the person? I don't know. And you know what?
It's a derivation on, is it fashion or is she skinny? It's like, do I like this or is it C-Pher?
Right. And you know what? I like it. And I like C-Pher. So I like it.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I don't think this is my favorite look from C-Pher or my favorite look of these starting looks. There's a lot of this I do like, and honestly, waist up, I'm really loving what she has going on, especially in the face. The makeup here was so good. I love this headpiece. But you're giving this like major horror vibe, and then I gotta be honest, this spider looks like the most adorable spider I've ever seen in my life. Like, it looks like cartoon friendly spider. And I was a little surprised by it too. Not in the way that I think it looks crafty, but I see where you're coming from with that, David. I was just like, oh, this is an adorable spider. Ah, scary lady. And if it's supposed to be that kind of, I don't know that she thought this far, but like, where spiders are supposed to be scary, she flipped that and like, she's the scary one with the cute spider. I don't know whether she was going for that, but if she was, that's genius. And I see you, but probably not. Overall, she had a lot of looks to present, and she presented a lot of look on this occasion. So I'm not going to be too upset at this from C-Pher.
Is her spider, are those nails on them? On the bottom there?
Oh, it has to be, right? That's cute.
That is.
That's cute. Scores.
94.
96.
Because there's nails on this spider, I'll give it a 92. Next up, Rudy Reyes.
I like this. Okay, this kind of reminds me of a look that we got in season 1, and I actually think it was Catriona from episode 1. There was a look where they had to do like La Mas Monumental, and I feel like there was a look that I was like, it could be better. And this looks like a better version of that look. It was like a library, I think is what it was. But
That was Demetra.
Okay. And you know what? I got them mixed up a lot early in the season. So that makes sense. Yeah, I think this looks really good. Like, this is giving me finale. It's all the size I want. She got white, and I think white is probably the hardest one to really pull off here, but she did it. I thought this was actually a really good finale. Like, I thought she had a better finale than a lot of the finalists. Yeah, this is very good.
I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't like it. Just looked so. I mean, sometimes we always say bigger is better. I feel like less is more in this case, and like she should have just done a little less. Like the headpiece, I think would have been fine, but it was everything else, the shoulder piece, the back piece, and all that stuff going down the back. It just, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't know if it's. I don't even like her makeup in this. I feel like it's so hard. Like I want it to be softer. I feel like her face is already she has such strong facial features that when she does her makeup so harsh, it just looks so hard and it doesn't go with this look. Like you're giving us all this, dainty feathers and swirlies and all this thing, and you got this hard face, and it's just like it doesn't match to me. It doesn't. I don't know. We've seen Rudy do softer makeup, and we've seen her do harsher makeup, and I prefer her in her softer makeup. That's just my personal preference. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like it. You can. It is what it is. I just am not a fan of this look.
See, I think a lot of them were painting differently, knowing that they're not just painting for TV, they're painting for a big audience this time. So maybe that's why it was a little harsher.
That's why I thought it was, because I completely agree with you, Lana. I prefer Rudy with a softer paint. I do get why she may have done it for this kind of occasion. There's a lot of this I like. Overall, though, I don't get what she's supposed to be. It might just be a reference that I don't get, but like I don't get the like tendrils coming down in the back with the like claw situation. The headpiece is my favorite part of this whole ensemble. The headpiece is gorgeous. Whoever made all of this for her, it looks very, very good. I just think there's like the headpiece with the feathers, and then there's flowers in the back, and then there's like the tendril with the claw. Like I don't get all of that together. I don't get having an orange wig with this. It is well put together, and it is a very well constructed garment, and my score will reflect that. But I'm not in love with this overall ensemble for Rudy. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. Scores.
91.
Yeah, this is gonna be weird. 63.
Ooh.
I like it.
And I'm gonna come somewhere in the middle because I think the craftsmanship is good here. I'm gonna give it an 80.
You said 80?
80.
Oh, yeah.
I forget that I have to talk directly into my microphone because I'm getting a new mic, y'all. Don't worry. We're solving this issue. It'll be fine. Last up of our entrances is Sirena.
Yeah, I thought she looked really good. It's giving me creature. This feels like something a Boulay brother might wear, honestly.
It gave me tall Boulay, David. I said tall Boulay.
Oh, she's like
tall Boulay.
Paul Boulay. She's the third one named Paul. There's Dragmorta, Swanthula, and Paul. Okay, so Paul.
Hello, uglies. It's me, Dragmorta, and me, Swanthula, and me, Paul.
I actually have no idea what you were saying. I hear Paul. That's what I kept hearing.
He said tall.
Tall.
Oh, tall. Okay.
It's giving tall Boulay with how tall the overall ensemble was. But
I
no,
like Paul,
Sirena is giving Paul Boulay, period.
Yeah. Come on, Paul Boulay.
Paul Boulay.
And I bet a lot of our viewers have no idea who the Boulay brothers are, but go look them up. But yeah, this definitely gave me Boulay. But the thing about the Boulays is like they always have good looks, but they're never like the thing that I'm going to remember. And I feel like that's kind of the case here. Like it's really good. It has a nice, clean, creepy vibe to it, but it didn't leave a strong impression compared to a lot of the other people with their entrance looks. But she looks very, very solid. Like I can't really knock anything. I think I wanted more.
I think she looks gorgeous. This was what I like. I like this. She didn't need to do all of she didn't have to put every piece that came with the outfit together on the outfit to make it look beautiful. Like, I like this. Like I said, sometimes less is more. This is so beautiful. And then she gave us a pop of color, even in the white with the pinks and the blues and the headpiece, which I love because it's not just straight white. I love how it fits her make. She's just, first of all, Sienna is always just beautiful and gorgeous, and you're not gonna ever be able to look at him like, oh, this child ugly, or that face card declined to date. Like, never. Her face
In
card
and out of drag. I don't
in
think
and out, like her
ever
face card never declines. My
never.
God, ever. So, but she looks beautiful. I like it. I love this headpiece. I think her headpiece is so gorgeous to me, and I like it.
It's giving very Paul Boulay meets Edward Scissorhands. Is kind of what I'm getting from
Mhm.
it. I love the finger piece, whatever it is. If it's supposed to be long nail, if it's supposed to be like, it gave me Scissorhands. It gave me the person from La Mas season 6 that we no longer acknowledge, unfortunately. But this was done much better. I have.
Are
to
you
say.
kidding?
What?
You think this was done better?
Yeah,
That was like my favorite look of last year, though.
Yeah, no, trust me, David. You knocked us over the head with that knowledge. We do know it was your favorite look of last year. No, I like this a lot better. I just think the overall ensemble is good. I love this headpiece. Like you said, Lana, having the breakup here, where Rudy, I feel like the orange wig took away from it. With Sirena here, this blonde, just like middle part down the back wig, I'm really, really enjoying with it. Her makeup is incredible. I love all of the. You can't see it in this photo, but the amount of detailing on this dress is absolutely gorgeous, and I really, really enjoy it. I think it's a very, very good look. Scars.
I'm going to give Paul an 87.
I'm gonna give Paul Boulay a 96.
Great. Hello, uglies. I'm giving Paul Boulay a 91. Oh, goodness. Here we go. So now we're going to dive into the La Mas Diosa look, which was the final runway category for this finale. The most goddess, but ancient goddess was the prompt, the theme, the occasion. I love this for the finale. I thought it was a great prompt, and I think the girls knocked it out of the park. Yeah, but first up, Madison Basrey. Madison is. Oh, I'm going to butcher these pronunciations of these Aztec deities, and I'm so sorry. Ometeotl, which is a pair of Aztec deities. They're all doing Aztec deities. It's like the whole point, but that's who Madison was doing.
Yeah. So this, I'll tell you, I went on a journey with this one, to be honest, because she comes out in this look, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. I love that first look on the left, like that was giving me everything I wanted. Like, she's clearly giving a very masculine like deity here, and there's a story she's telling. It's like very deliberate, and I really appreciate that. I just was so like mesmerized by this character, and then slowly the pieces started coming off, and I could feel that transition happening, and it was very deliberate. Even this has a dick, and hopefully we don't get demonetized for it. I don't know if it's super visible, but it clearly had a penis. Yep.
You know, if we do at this point, I literally cropped the bottom right photo because the rest of it is just her body.
That's fair.
So like, I also wanted to focus the headpiece because that was like the focus of it. Yeah, no, I see it too.
But yes, she got out of it, and I was appreciating that story. And then like the second look, I'm like, okay, this is a little simple. You look pretty. And what my big takeaway was like, oh, you should wear brown wigs a lot more often, because I really love this brown hair on her. I honestly like it more than the blonde, to be honest. But she had some trouble getting out of everything, which is fine. And then she like the layers keep coming off, and we see everything there is to see. And
Everything comes
it
off.
it really felt like an empowering moment for her. I did see a little bit of fear in her eyes, but like clearly she's making herself more vulnerable than she's probably ever been on television. And then the guys come and put this big back piece on. And I love this back piece. I love it. She was struggling with that. And then there was pure terror in her eyes as she
Yeah.
tried to balance it. And she wasn't quite balancing it. But it was distracting me seeing how visibly shaken she was with this. But overall, she really looked great. It was just the whole journey along the way. I just saw so many emotions, and hey, maybe that's part of her trans story, to be honest. Because I'm sure that, I mean, it wasn't deliberate, I'm sure, but I mean, it's a scary experience just becoming the person who you're meant to be. So I do really appreciate everything she did. There were just some things that made me like, "Ooh, I'm nervous." So overall, I really like it.
I really enjoyed this story. I really enjoyed the performance of the story because it was everything that she was, and she gave us who she was, her journey. Like even in this theme of Aztec goddesses or Aztec whatever, like whatever this is supposed to be.
Mhm.
And like starting as, like you said, this very masculine creature and shedding the masculine self off and becoming the female goddess that she is. And like everything about this was deliberate, from the costume that she had on to when she took it off, and then this pink, the trans colors in the pink and the blue outfit that she was wearing, and showing who, like shedding the skin and coming into myself fully, who I am, who I want to be, who I feel inside I am. And now I'm letting my inside shine on this outside. And even when she was struggling with the headpiece and all of that, like she was so vulnerable being in front of all of those people live. Just, this is me. I am this now. This is who I am. And I feel like even with the struggle of the headpiece, and I'm sure that wasn't intentional, but it still added to the story, because even though you're comfortable with who you are, and even though you're finally at a place where you're going to be, there's still going to be struggles. There's still going to be things that's going to try to knock you down and push you off your take that crown that you put on your head. Somebody or something is still going to be out there to try to knock that crown off, but you just got to hold strong and keep it moving. And I feel like even if that wasn't intentional, that's what I got from it. And I appreciate that, because you can be as comfortable as you want, and you can be as good, and like, I'm in my own skin and I'm comfortable and I'm here, but the struggle is never over until you're done on this earth. So even though you got to struggle a little bit, that's okay. Struggle, but don't ever let that crown fall and hit the ground. And if it do fall, pick it back up and keep it pushing. Life cannot tear you down if you don't let it tear you down. Like, just keep it moving, stay strong. And I love that for Madison. I hope she is so excited and so happy with her life and her journey. And then this moment, I hope she just felt all the proud and happiness inside of her in this moment, like this, because you just showed the world who you are, baby girl. And you know what? They loved it. They cheered for you. They applauded you. And that's all you need. Just know people are out there supporting you. I love her.
That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It's so interesting that you got that from the performance, Lana, because I honestly felt a very similar situation where it was like, this is the most vulnerable that she's ever been. This is also not her first time at a Lamas finale, and from what I've heard from people, her first finale performance didn't go necessarily the way that she wanted it to. Can't wait to watch that when we go back and rewatch the season. Overall, though, I think the overall performance of this was very, very good. She struggled. But most of the girls in the top 4 struggled with their performances. I would say there's honestly only one person who didn't really struggle throughout the finale. And guess what? She won.
Mhm.
So I loved the transformation of this. So the deity that she's doing, I did a little bit of research really quick. Is actually the dual spirit deity. So it's like a masculine and a feminine in one, which I think makes
Makes
the
sense.
overall ensemble
It makes it
even
even
better
better.
for me.
Yeah.
I didn't love that she had a little bit of struggle taking off the corset part, but I thought that was gorgeous. The overall part, even though you can't see, her gorgeous, wonderful body, because we're trying not to get demonetized on this channel, but you all watched it, so you know what she looks like, and guess what? She's beautiful. So that's my girl. I'm so happy for her. I agree with you, David. I was like, girl, wear brunette wigs more often.
Yes.
I think
She
her
looks stunning.
natural hair is actually brunette, if I remember right, and I do remember liking her in that. So go off, sis. Love it. Scores.
96.
96.
I'm gonna give it a 97. And the only reason I'm taking 3 points off is because of the wobbliness. But that final back headpiece too is ugh.
Mhm.
Next up we have Sirena. Sirena is representing Huracan, which is the Mayan god of wind, storm, and fire.
Oh,
Often depicted as snakes.
okay. I was like, wait, snakes don't have something to do with
Yeah,
it?
this is the usual representation of it in media, for lack of a better term. But it was one of the creator deities of Mayan culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she looks incredible. Like I thought this was absolutely one of the best looks of the night. I really love the whole snake thing. The cape part in the back was so cool, and I loved how big that was. I really got deity out of this. But yeah, like you were saying, she was another one who kind of struggled during the transitions. It just felt like a little too mechanical, and I wanted it to flow a little bit more. But nonetheless, I still really liked it. But I think my favorite part it was actually those pants because I just thought they were shaped so cool. They were almost shaped like Mr. Tumnus's like fur in
Oh.
Chronicles of Narnia because it just starts wide and gets really
Uh-huh.
narrow near the feet. And then it has those spikes on there. So I thought that was really, really beautiful. Those pants. We need to see more pants like this.
I went to
It's pants.
OMG, it's pants. I went to a very different reference than you. I love your reference. I went to Sasha Velour's reunion look from season 9.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that neoprene look with all the spikes and everything?
Was that different than her like like Adam and Eve like type of like
Yes,
serpent
this
look?
was at her reunion.
Oh, reunion for
Yeah,
season
the
9.
season 9
Okay.
reunion. Yeah.
I don't remember
That's
that.
where I went with it.
Okay.
But
She was not
sorry,
a big factor in that reunion.
no. Sorry,
You
Lana.
knew
Go
to
on.
keep quiet.
Oh no, you can fine. I like this look. I love all the different like snakes coming from off from behind her like that. It gave me very Little Shop of Horrors vibes. Like I was like, yes, love that. But I agree with you. These pants, those pants are everything. I really like it. I like the big cape in the back, and I wish it did. Like I wish it wasn't such just in the back, turn around, and then drop it again. Like I wish she was able to walk with it, do some things with it. But yeah, I did. The mechanical issues that she had was like, ugh, man, you hate to see it, but overall, I thought it was just a good presentation of this look. I love the headpiece. It definitely gave me what she was giving, what she wanted to give, with the fire and the wind and all that. I appreciated this look. I think she did really good.
Yeah, I really liked it. I just wish there was a bit more movement in the overall ensemble. That's honestly the only critique I have for Sirena in this, because otherwise, I think she looks gorgeous. I think all of the snakes coming up around her is absolutely gorgeous. The mechanism of turning her around, I think there had to have been something that went wrong with that, because it took forever. And I was like, I don't know that it was supposed to take this long because they had to like manually turn this whole turntable that she was on. So I didn't necessarily love that. I understood it for the overall piece. But the headpiece is gorgeous. She looks stunning. OMG, it's pants. That was my favorite part too, David. I absolutely loved it. And then having the cape come up on the back is great. This mohawk headpiece situation is gorgeous. I did really like it. I think, unfortunately, though, I think this might have been my least favorite of the La Mas Diosa.
Not mine.
I know what yours is gonna be. Scores.
98.
Yeah, 98. I'm trying not to copy David, but I think that's what I would give my score.
I'm gonna give it a 91. Next up, what likely is David's least favorite of the La Mas Diosa, and that is Georgie.
What?
You ain't gonna say C-Pher's your least favorite. We all already know.
Hey, maybe it's Madison.
It better not be.
We'll see. So this is where my mind was blown because she comes out in this big, I'm going to call it a float. She's in a parade float that looks like this giant cat. And it is like literally 30 times the size of her. And I'm like, this is what I was expecting from La Mas finales. Like, it was incredible. Like the size that she went for here. I was just like taking it in. I was so impressed. And then she gets out and I see this look and I'm like, this is so busy. There's so much going on. It feels like she had so many ideas on what her look should have. And she didn't edit anything. She's like, nope, everything's going on this. But it just loses any cohesion here. Like, I don't get the story at all for this first look. So I was disappointed. And then eventually she does do like this reveal into the body. And I would like it, but I just think it's not a flattering shape on her. Like, I don't know. Like, it's really proportioned weird. Like, I don't know. Like, it loses any sort of like sexiness. She could have done better with the proportions here. I don't know what she was thinking. But overall, yeah, my least favorite.
I'm not going to stay here and say Lana already knows what I'm thinking. We're on the same wavelength.
No, I don't think we are. We are.
Mm.
Because I'm thinking something totally just. It's something you said, David, that triggered something in my head. But
oh yeah, something you said triggered something in my head too. But
when she first came out in the big cat, it was a big cat-like thing. I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. You finna bring it. You finna give me a show, and I'm ready for it. And then she came out in this whatever this skirt is and dress is. What was her deity?
Yeah, so her, I'm going to do my absolute best to pronounce this deity, because this is the worst name. Huitzilopochtli.
Okay.
Which is the solar and war deity of sacrifice in the Aztec religion. He was also the patron god of the Aztecs and their capital city, Tenochtitlan.
Okay. I mean, I get it. I get the whole, sacrifice in the war. Like, that was the spirit. You sacrifice others or yourself, blah, blah, blah. And I get that this is Georgie and she's known for colors and pinks and bright stuff. Get it. The skirt just ain't doing it for me. And I don't think the whole look itself is doing it for me. Like, I was more interested in the props than I was the outfits. And that's the problem. Like, you don't want me to be more interested in your props than I am of what you're wearing. So that was problem number one. And then when she took it off, and I agree with you, David. I feel like her proportions on the body just wasn't giving. It was like, it's not sexy. It was just, You know how when you see somebody walking down the street and they got on these like really tight pants, but they ain't really got a shape, and you be like, "Girl, that
I
wasn't
see a lot of that.
right." Look,
Like I'm
if you ever go to
very familiar with the concept.
plus, if you go to Walmart, we see a lot of that on a regular basis in a Walmart.
Can you stop reading my mind?
Just saying.
Exact reference I went to.
That is literally what I know because we go to Walmart, you see a lot of not well proportioned people, but want to put on the tightest clothes and the smallest outfits. You be like, girl, no.
Don't call me out like this, Lana. Go ahead.
I mean, but
She looks like a melted Barbie.
Right. And the first thing that popped in my head is very current events, just happened recently. It is bleach blonde, bad build, butch body. And that's what I saw. And I was like, oh, she is definitely in a bleach blonde, bad built butch body right now. Like, it's not cute to me. I'm sorry, girl. I like you, Georgie, but baby, this was giving me bleach blonde, bad built butch body all day long. All day long. And I was like, ooh. I didn't think I was going to ever have to say that on this podcast. I never thought I would say that because, like, we don't talk about politics. But
can you say it one more time, Lana?
Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. Like, yeah, that's what this is giving me. She is at the Walmart and doing way too much and not built right. Sorry. Y'all can be mad at me. I'll take it.
No, I am obsessed with it personally because I also did get bleach blonde, bad built butch body. But that second photo where she goes to just this silicone bodysuit felt very reminiscent of something else we may have seen on TV.
You're gonna say Jimbo,
last year.
but
absolutely without a shadow of a doubt because it's
Jimbo had the height, so it was proportioned better. This looks like you took Jimbo's look and smushed it, and you smushed it down, and that's what you got.
Ooh.
I was about to say Jimbo's was better.
Okay.
So if you let me finish my statement, I was going to say that Jimbo's looks better because I agree with you. This is not proportioned well for Georgie, unfortunately. I love the first 70% of this ensemble, though. I gotta be honest. Like the entrance onto the stage, this whole left photo. I'm gonna ignore the right photo for a second. Oh my God, Georgie looked so good in this ensemble. Oh my God, I loved it. I actually think the skirt with like the one side up, I actually really like that. But this was busy. You could tell she had a lot of concept and went for a lot of execution. And I don't think a lot of it paid off necessarily in the way that she would have wanted. But of course.
This is mostly for the audacity to come out in that parade float. But I gave her an 82.
It's a 70 for me. The bleach blonde bad built butch body just takes it all away.
We need that as a soundbite.
You're the soundbite king, David. I'm gonna give it a 90. I do still really like it, despite the bleach blonde bad built butch body.
All right, you are so lovely and nice.
I am.
You are.
So remember earlier when David was talking about things not being big, and how how C-Pher didn't have the biggest ensemble of the night? I present this.
Oh, I stand by what I say. I stand by what I say. Because the focus here is mostly on just her outfit. Like, she has a background with her, but she didn't come out in this huge, intricate, like, mechanism like almost everybody else did. But
I'm so sorry. The top two photos are not an intricate mechanism?
No. It's all like if you actually did the measurements of this compared to everything else, this is not as big as everything else.
Okay, but also her coronation look anyway.
Yeah, but I love this. I love this. This is my favorite. I just really felt like her above everybody else. She came out here not only ready to give you a really intricate, detailed, strong look, but she really performed the hell out of it. She really sold it as much as she could, and she became like she really embodied that creature. She wasn't there to show you her wearing a creature. She showed you she is that creature, and just everything she did, I was just so
It's a
enthralled by.
deity, David.
Yeah, I know. It can be a creature too, a deity creature. But like even the like bodysuit she's wearing, there's just so much detail. Like she does not skip out on any details. She's gonna put every little stone on there. And wow, she sold this so well. I'm so in love with C-Pher. This is great.
What?
I'm still very, very annoyed with you, David. I'm just gonna say it. I'm still very annoyed with you because you knew from the very first moment that I laid eyes on C-Pher that I love C-Pher and I was obsessed with C-Pher. You knew that I wanted C-Pher for Team Lana. You knew that, and you insisted on stealing C-Pher from me anyway. So yes, I'm still very bitter and annoyed, but it doesn't matter because I will always be Team C-Pher, whether she's on my team or not, because C-Pher is amazing, and this look is amazing. I love everything about this look. I think she gave us a story from beginning to end, and she gave us look after look after look after look, like different reveals after different reveals after different reveals. And that was a theme of C-Pher throughout this entire show. And I love that. I love that so much. It shows she put a lot of effort and time into this. And I like the detailing of every look that she gave us. This was beautiful. This is beautiful.
That's all.
Period.
Mug
Mug
their audio listeners.
Yeah, mug.
I was getting there, David.
Oh.
David doesn't want to let me say anything today.
I mean, you did take a very long pause in between.
Yes,
that,
because it was deserved, because I was admiring again how much I adore this ensemble from C-Pher.
But we didn't know
And now I'll block David. She did what needed to be done.
that.
Thank you. Also, she was doing, I was waiting for all of my leading questions for David to go, what deity was she? And then you never did.
It never came.
So C-Pher is doing Tlaloc, which is the Aztec god of rain.
Word.
Her. Plus alligator.
Oh yeah, she walked an alligator too, didn't she?
You better walk that fucking alligator.
You better walk that alligator.
Now, how do you alligator walk? That's the question for me.
Full
Thank
cup.
God, David.
Full cup.
Thank God. If you gave this
Ooh.
anything other than a full cup, I was going to scream at you with all of these dry erase markers in my cup mug, which you can get at lanagcreations.etsy.com.
Panel full of full cups. Panel full of full
Bam.
I didn't think I was gonna be able to get one out tonight, and I was like,
Thank God.
But
I honestly don't think it's the last.
No,
It probably won't be.
I don't think it will be the last.
But now, very quickly, we're gonna move to the eliminated queens. They all got to do a performance, and it was lovely and wonderful and great. And I don't have a whole lot of comments to say about any of them, if I'm being honest. So
I just thought this was a waste of time, honestly. I just was so not into this. I mean, I get why they want to include everybody, but I'm like,
they had to fill 2 hours. The top 4 had to do several many costume changes.
Yes,
it took a long time, so they had to. So, first up was Gvajardo, and I gotta be honest, this was no shade to her. This was boring. I was bored by this performance. I gotta be honest with you.
We're not scoring these looks, are we?
No.
Okay, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Out of respect for the low score I would give her for this.
This was my least favorite of the performances of the night. I just, like everything she did, I just felt like she was just coming across very lazy in all of her movements. And then she ended up with a dick randomly.
Yes.
Well, good
She
for her.
came out on which you can see in the background of this photo.
Oh yeah, the big dick. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. It was boring. I think it was more like she was spotting her movements instead of actually performing the movements. So I was like, this is what I'm gonna do when I get here. But wow, and I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna go whoa. And it was just boring. I was just bored.
No. Sorry. Next. Rudy. Who was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
No. Rudy killed it. She outperformed everybody with this performance tonight. Like she just knows how to dance. She ate everybody up. As far as dancing goes, for sure. I really like this.
I don't agree with that actually.
I won't say that. I thought it was alright.
She looks good.
Sure. Yep. And see, her makeup is soft, is pretty, and it's
gorgeous. I was like, yes,
gorgeous.
Rudy.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't include her final part because, honest to God, if I included the final photo of her with the headpiece, we'd get demonetized. But the headpiece was gorgeous.
Yes.
Georgiana. The performance was very good.
That's fine.
I'm not saying the performance was bad. I also think someone outdanced her, honestly. It wasn't Soro nasty, but I thought Soro did a good job.
Soro did okay. Hers was probably the least memorable for me. I couldn't remember it right now.
And I only remember Gvajardo's a little bit more because of the giant dick.
For me, I really like the set for Soro Nasty, but like her dancing was just very basic. What she was wearing was okay. You're not the fashion girl, and
I disagree fully. This was my favorite of the performance girls of any of them.
Okay.
Well, of the four that didn't make the top four. Let me go ahead and say that. Okay, I love this wig. This wig, everything to me, and her makeup is I loved this look.
Oh, the look is great.
Love the look.
But my biggest thing was like, who did she piss off that's like in charge of editing this? Because they kept cutting to the most shady looks in the audience the whole time. People were bored or like, and I'm like, wow, they hate her.
Apparently. But I was going to say, I think the girl that kind of outdanced every one of the girls that didn't make the top four was Velvetine for me.
Come on.
I loved this performance from Velvetine. I got to be honest. I think her performance of the Eliminated Queens was my favorite. I thought the dance was good. I thought the performance was good. She looks great here. I don't love the hat coming all the way down to where you legitimately cannot see her eyes. But overall, I thought this was great from Velvetine.
I agree. I thought she was clearly the second best of the eliminated girls and probably the most improved of anybody. Like you can tell she's really spent a lot of time working on her performance. She had good energy and she kept the silly factor. But to say that she outdanced Rudy, come on.
I thought Velvetine did great. I think she did good too. Like I said, I wasn't that impressed by anybody's performance like that. Like I wasn't like, oh, this is the greatest performance. I actually felt like we could just keep moving.
We're gonna move to La Maxima 360. Our performances from our top four divas. Also, I love that the entire time throughout the finale, they kept playing this clip of La Mexicana Chingona, and I've had that stuck in my head since I watched the finale. Like it was earworm, but I noticed it specifically in this moment, which is why I'm bringing it up now. And we're first gonna bring up Madison.
This was great. This was really, really great. If there was a second place of the finale, I think it's Madison for me.
This should be.
Okay.
As of time of filming this, nothing has been updated as far as the Lamas website, the YouTube, or the fandom wiki. It still says TBA kind of for Madison. Why am I blanking on the other? Madison, Georgie, and
Sirena.
Sirena, thank you.
Yeah. But I think of all the top four, this is the most that I got her story throughout the performance. Like clearly it's about like gender affirming surgery. So I thought that was really cool. And then she had the parts where comenta, and I was like, come on, because she was always the one saying that.
Comenta.
Yeah, just absolutely great energy. Really love this.
Yeah, I thought Madison was great. I enjoyed her performance. It was energetic. She gave us a story. She gave us performance. She gave us dance. I enjoyed her. She looks fabulous. It was just a good performance. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up at the end for sure. I had a very clear ranking of where I thought overall the top 4 did in this finale. And for me, I felt very David having a for sure ranking. For me, Madison was number 2. Like, by far, based on overall ensemble, Madison was number 2 for me. And I was so beyond thrilled because I said coming out of the last episode, C-Pher or Madison could win and I would be so thrilled. And that happened. I thought this was maybe my favorite of the La Maxima 360 performances, honestly. It's very close for me between Madison and, spoiler, C-Pher. But I thought it was good.
Okay. Good.
Sirena.
Yeah, Sirena, clearly my third of the night. I thought she was actually pretty close to Madison overall when we look at everything. I like that she really leaned into the mermaid persona of hers. Like, obviously that's her branding, so she did that well. As far as the looks go here, I was a little disappointed, especially when she lost her fin and she revealed into this really bad nude bodysuit. I don't like that bodysuit. But she had an impressive performance, and I think she was tossed around more than anybody. Like, they were just flipping her and throwing her, and she was like a rag doll in this performance. So I thought she did very well overall.
I agree with you about the whole bodysuit thing. It was not cute. Once she lost the fins, I was like, oh no. But did she almost fall? Did they almost drop her?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, didn't she
her?
like slide down or
Like she
something?
slid down.
There were a couple of girls, I think it happened with Sirena and Georgie, I think, where like, oh no, Georgie didn't have any stun. Was it?
Oh.
No, it was Madison and Sirena. It looked like they almost dropped both of them, and I was like, "Don't drop these queens, please. Thank you, dancers."
But the performance itself was a good performance. I enjoyed the performance. I didn't like the look of the performance, but I enjoyed the performance.
I genuinely do not remember the performance. What I do remember is the very built backup dancer that she had that distracted me the whole time because he didn't know where he was going. He kept running into people in the back. He like he was one of the people that almost dropped Sirena at one point. I was like, don't drop the queens. Thank you. This bodysuit is not it for me, Diva. Unless you were going for orange bodysuit. No. No, thank you. I'm fine. And if it wasn't for the fact that Georgie gave 10% energy in her performance, I would say Sirena was my least favorite, but I can't do that.
Yeah. She lost this finale so hard. I'm sorry to this girl because I love her.
She peaked so hard at the start of the finale,
did.
and then
She did. Yeah, I think this was by far one of the most forgettable.
Bless you.
One of the most forgettable performances of the night. The only thing that I remember from this performance is she kept doing like a jump thing. This was her whole performance, was this. And I'm like, that's it, girl? That's it? I don't know. I'm sorry, girl.
This was so bad. This was so bad. It was so boring. And then you bring out 2 queens who I don't know, but apparently everybody know. And like they don't even have choreo. They just doing whatever they do and they freestyling like
one of them was Kylie's.
Sure, whatever. Don't like I don't remember these people. I'm sorry. Don't. Like and they just like no choreo. Like y'all not gonna do no choreo together. It was just weird. It was like, why are they here? It was I didn't like anything. And the only part I remember the most is Lolita saying this is boring in the crowd booing. And I was like, I agree with Lolita.
Literally couldn't tell you anything she did in the performance. All I remembered was Lolita being like, yeah, we expected a little bit more from you. And then the crowd booing. And I'm like, y'all, shut up. She's actually saying like logical things. And then Alfonso literally replicating Lola's thing. I was like, y'all really just hate Lola. And I do get it.
They booed him too.
They booed him, but they booed her much more than they booed him. I also love Wendy throughout the whole thing being like, can we listen to the judges, please? But yeah, this was not it for me.
So boring.
Sorry, girl. Because then we have C-Pher. Now, if you didn't recognize her, I bet you probably didn't recognize who this little B is on the far left that I left in the shot.
No.
Because that
Willow Pill.
No. Because this is one of our personal favorite people from Lamont.
Of course.
No, who is it?
That's Ankh.
What?
That's Ankh.
Ankh is a chameleon. Ankh is they're dating.
And also,
right?
yeah, they're dating. So I was like, there were a couple different former Lamas queens, all part of the House of C-Pher, I believe. Or the House of Art. I think they changed their name.
House of Art.
Yeah, the House of Art now. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's Ankh! Yes!
But go ahead, David.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good performance, a really fun performance. It was not my favorite performance overall, but I really liked that she leaned into the cosplay aspect and the video game aspect. She just gave energy, and you could tell like this is where she's the happiest, doing stuff like this. And man, Lolita's mind was blown the whole time. Like they kept cutting to her every time C-Pher would do the most simple thing. And I love it for her. I love do your simple things and do them well, C-Pher. But Lolita's like, oh my God. Like she was losing it.
Well, C-Pher's not known for performance.
True. It's true. And she did really well considering that. I mean, she was still probably my second favorite of the finalists. But I think
that mean that your favorite La Mas 360 was Madison?
Oh yeah, it was Madison.
Yeah, because I agree.
No, not me. My favorite was C-Pher. I felt like C-Pher ate this stage up, like from beginning to end. It was, and I understood why Lolita's mind was blown and it wasn't simple things she was doing. She was giving you performance after performance and quick change and different things. It was reveal after reveal after reveal after reveal, and it was just so on the money. And like C-Pher was one of the few people who had the dancers out in front and was giving us choreo with the dancers. It was like like 5, 6, 7, 8s. Like she was giving us 5, 6, 7, 8s, and it was like okay. Like other people relied on the dancers to be the dancers and dance around them. She was dancing with the dancers, and she was giving us the 5, 6, 7, 8. She gave us quick changes. They were flawless changes. No mechanical issues. Like she was flipping and being tossed around that stage like a cheerleader. Everything about this performance was amazing. The second that was over, I was like, she deserved her win. Period, point blank, because that was the best performance of the night. And the audience agreed with that. The audience was every much into it. She captivated. People liked Madison and she was good, but C-Pher captured them. And that's what it was all about. Like she ate that stage up from the first moment they brung her out on her little flower bed and all the bees around her. And then when the dragons came out and they flipped her around and she took that green thing off and we had the pink dress, I was like, okay, I hope this pink dress is something else because this pink dress is just so simple. And then it was like, okay, now we have just a bodysuit, cute. But then all of a sudden the bodysuit turned into a flamenco skirt and I was like, oh, where did that come from? Yeah. Pink hair flipped off and then it was green hair. It was
giving an iconic meme moment with this face in that bottom right photo.
It was just so good. It was so good. I loved every second of this. My favorite performance of the night.
I forgot about when she was like doing the thing with the dress,
Uh-huh.
like making all that motion. That was really, really good.
When I tell you I watched this performance, we're like, C-Pher is giving body, she is giving choreo, she is giving lip sync. I was like, okay, girl. I think for me personally, my favorite would have been Madison, but it is literally a hair.
I
It is a
agree.
hair off of Madison's gorgeous head between her and C-Pher for me. But C-Pher blew any expectations out of the water for me. I didn't have a whole lot of expectation for this Ascenta performance. I got to be honest with you. She exceeded everything that I ever would have wanted. Gorgeous, lovely. I love that she had all of her family on stage. And then her mom. Her mother. I cried several times. But yeah, she is gorgeous, stunning, wonderful, and also fantastic. So we've got one more set of looks to look at.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's the coronation look.
I'm gonna go quick with these.
Yes. I don't have a whole lot to say for most of them, so that honestly kind of worked out. And first up, Sirena.
Stunning.
Yeah, she looked beautiful in this. This is finale ready. Absolutely great.
Stunning.
She did what needed to be done. She looked gorgeous. She also looked great in a brunette wig. And to that, I'm going to be matching Lana.
I gave her 90.
Wow, David. Well, she got 2 full cups from me and Lana. She looked gorgeous. And then there was Georgiana.
Nope.
It's not my least favorite. I really liked how big it is. I like the tool, and I really like the red wig. Just the actual like dress part, I wasn't crazy about.
I'm about to be so mad at what you have to say about Madison.
Nope. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. The bigger did not make it better. It just showed out how ugly that dress was. Ugh.
Because I have to say, the coat and the face and the wig, I am obsessed with. I love I love all of the blue tulle with the red hair, with the face. The dress is not it for me at all. At all. Oh, girl. But that coat and the hair and the wig and the face. Ugh. Score?
85.
60.
60 what?
60.
Oh.
80? All right, David. What the hell you got to say about Madison here? I'm about to be mad.
No, it's not bad. It's very demure and pretty and simple. I really like the wig. There's just not a lot going on otherwise. So I was expecting a little bit more, but she still looks nice.
I tend to agree. I think the dress is okay. It's not all that. It's pretty, but I want it to be finale. I felt like this would have been her pretty entrance look. Like if she would have came out this in her entrance look in the white, if she had white, this would have been a cute white.
She wouldn't have because they all get assigned a color.
I know. I'm saying if she did, I know that. But this is cute. I just for the coordination, I wouldn't have.
See, I love how simple it is. Because I love that all of her finale looks were so big and so grand and so over the top, and I like that her coronation look is very simple. It's very demure. I am obsessed with this wig, and I am not the world's biggest fan of sculptured, glittered, stoned wigs. Like that's not my tea. But on Madison here, the way I think it's the color and the way that it's shaped. I am so obsessed with this hair. I think the gown does leave something to be desired. I do agree with that. It's not my favorite thing she presented at all on this finale. And in fact, it's probably my least favorite thing she presented on the finale. But I do still really like it. Honestly, it's kind of, is it good or do I like Madison? And I think it's just I like Madison. So, score.
77.
I still gave her 80.
I'll give her an 83. Because then what the Huh? C-Pher? C-Pher. C-Pher. Thank you, David. Because I was going to yell at you.
Yeah, I'm just going to read what I wrote. I said, oh, she's a star. No one is touching this look. Crown her.
Yep. I literally was like, oh, she came to play. She did not come to play with you hoes. Like, I'm going to say, she did not come to play with you hoes. She ate this up from the moment she walked out. I was like, compared to everybody's look, I know the four of them were looking at her when she came out like,
literally. And if you noticed as well, it wasn't exactly the same order of any of the categories or presentations, but C-Pher was always last.
They knew.
And it's just like with the coronations, I was just like, God damn, because like Sirena, oh, gorgeous, lovely, wonderful. Georgie, Madison, oh, you look great. C-Pher, like, come on now,
yeah,
come on now, girl. Mugther,
she ate.
Mugther.
She ate. Full cup.
This is gonna be on my end of the. This is gonna be on my end of the year list for looks. I can tell you that right now.
Probably.
C-Pher's probably gonna be on there several many times. Honestly. Because I think there are very few girls so far, and I know we're in May, but I think there's very few girls this year that have matched C-Pher in drag programs when it comes to fashion.
No one has.
I think there's one so far. I think there are two so far.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and say who that. I think it's Plastic Tiara and Saphira Crystal.
Okay.
For very different reasons.
C-Pher hasn't had a low, is all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Saphira did have that one low.
You're
anyway, let's talk about our awards that were given out over this and the reunion, which we didn't really talk about the reunion because I didn't watch most of it. I watched some of it. But we do know that the La Más Querida or the Miss Congeniality was named. I believe it was a fan vote. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that did go to Velvetine.
Good on her.
Yay.
Given the reaction she got when she walked out, you can tell that the fan base really, really likes Velvetine. And I'm happy for her because I like Velvetine. So, we also had the La Maxima de la Revancha, which the La Revancha was the reunion where they did the whole thing and then they recreated the lip syncs from the season. I don't know why they did that, but regardless, somehow for some reason I'm still confused. So if you can let us know in the comments, that'd be gorgeous. Gvajardo won and won a trip worth 100,000 pesos to go to Tulum. And she didn't even know what she was winning when she came out onto the stage. And I was very, like, Wendy had to explain it to her. And I was so confused. Like, I'm not mad at her winning something because I like Gvajardo, but I was like, for what reason? I was very confused. I was very confused. But we then get the announcement of the winner. And I think to no one's surprise, based on everything that happened in this finale and throughout the season, the rightful winner of Solo Las Mas is C-Pher. And then the moment in the edited version where C-Pher wins, and then they cut to all of her family and her mother. And her mother.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I loved it. I loved it. She won. Deservedly so. And speaking of winners, we do have to announce that the winner of the draft is David Healy!
Yay!
Yay!
I'll take it. Sorry, Lana.
Literally because David picked C-Pher first. That's literally the reason that David won. But with that, we're going to conclude this season of Solo Las Mas. Like we said, we are going to be back here probably very, very shortly to talk about season 2 of Drag Race Mexico. And we will be back for more La Mas Draga shenanigans sometime in the near future. So make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, do all those lovely things so you know exactly when we talk about more Mexican drag, because I, for one, am very excited to talk about more Mexican drag. In the meantime, check out all of our other episodes that we will have coming out on this channel, as well as all 3 of our other channels. Check out our audio podcast links and our membership channel links. Those are all down in the description below. While you're down in the description, you could also follow our social media at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You could follow the 3 of us as well. If you want to thirst follow David, I'm so sorry. There's not much on social media to thirst over. So you could just keep watching our videos if you want to do that instead. And you could go get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug, down there as well. I have to put down my microphone because I can't hold a cup mug and conclude this podcast all at once. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Gracias, Lamas fans. Cheers.
Cheers. Adios.
Adios. Bye.
La Mexicana chingona.
Gracias, Mexico.
I'm going to go listen to all the soundtracks from this season because they're all great. Comente.